Hey everyone, it's Wes here, and tomorrow, Saturday, May 16th, I'll be fishing the California Delta for the Yak-A-Bass Nor Cal event, the Facebook group, where we plan to launch from Sugar Barge, which is on the southwest corner of Frank's Tract and the southeast corner of Bethel Island. My plan is to go left, which is northwest from there, about 0.3 or 0.4 miles to a deep depression or a deep hole that I found using the Navionics app on my iPhone. While using the Navionics app, I was able to look up the tides, and by moving the cursor about would be 100 feet, the tide estimation changed from 10:42 to 11:30. So I'm hoping somewhere between the two is where the low tide is going to be. Last weekend, the FLW Rayovac event took place, and they launched out of Russo's, which is just up the way, and most of the guys in the top 10 caught fish topwater around low tide, so I'm hoping to capitalize on that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and show you the baits that I'm going to be planning on throwing. The first one is going to be this is Poppin' Fatty. A lot of guys did catch popper fish, and some guys caught some frog fish, so this kind of maybe a best of both worlds. This one is white. According to some reading that I've done in the past, white is better known for catching numbers, whereas black is better known for catching bigger fish. So I do have a black one as well. Actually, it's just fat frog, it's just Poppin' Fatty, but it's a black frog that I may throw as well, in addition to a couple other frogs, maybe some horny toads or a buzz frogs kind of thing. My second technique of choice will be a punch rig, punching anyways. We got a 1 ounce tungsten weight and a 3/0 straight shake flipping hook, and then it's got 2 bobber stoppers and it's tied snell, which is what you're supposed to do when you throw in a punch rig. I've got 3 baits that I'm gonna try tomorrow. I'm leaning towards these 2, which is a Havoc Pit Boss and the Vampire Orange, which is what Justin Lucas used to win the Elite Series event 2 weeks ago, where they fished the California Delta, but they launched out of Sacramento River, made the hour-and-a-half run or so, and then possibly the second possible choice is going to be the Missile Baits D-Bomb and Candy Grass, which is a really popular color on the Delta. And then the bait that I caught my one fish on last month, which is a cover craw. This is a June bug. June bugs are really good color on the Delta, and the Jackal cover craw, it's a pretty good punch bait. So those 3 baits I'm gonna try to punch a little bit with. I've got 3 other rods tied up. I've got a drop shot Margarita Mutilator as a backup. Chris Aldane, that fished the Elite Series event, caught a lot of his fish throwing a drop shot with that same worm. That's one of my favorite worms, favorite colors. It's really popular here in California. I've also got a square bill here, KVD 1.5 in the craw. This is the same one. They're same color anyways that I had that big fish on the Tuolumne on. That's a very popular color anyways. And then we've got a bladed jig. This one's by Strike King in a bluegill color. This is a Flash Bluegill High Tech swim bait on the back there as a trailer. A lot of guys that finished well also caught their fish on a bladed jig. I've got 5 rigs tied up. My number 1 choice would be the top water. I'm choosing to be the punching, and then a combination of the other 3 as I go through the day. All of these baits have been producing well on the Delta lately, so I'm hoping to do halfway decent. Hoping for some redemption from last month. With that, wish me luck. two of which were over the 13-inch minimum requirement for qualification. So I ended with 36 and a quarter inches, one 20-incher, and then one 16 and a quarter. The best 3 fish limit went to Matthew Brannon with 51 inches. If I had filled out my limit with one 15-incher or greater, I'd have been the guy to beat. So it's pretty cool to know I was within striking distance of that. The big fish went to 20 and a quarter inches. So I missed that by a quarter inch, which also makes me feel pretty good that I was within striking distance of that as well. I didn't get to talk to the gentleman to find out what he caught, and I don't recall what his name is. Otherwise, I would give him credit here. Talked to quite a few guys. Many of them were catching lots of fish, but of those fish, they weren't catching anything over the 13-inch minimum. So lots of short fish caught, not many that were even eligible. And then talking amongst the guys as well, I also heard that bladed jig was the hot ticket. And the bladed jigs that I did see everybody tied on were of the green pumpkin color, like the one I was throwing. But the difference was they were throwing it with a green pumpkin colored paddle tail, whereas I was throwing with the Kitech Flash bluegill, which is more clear, translucent. I knew the green pumpkin paddle tail would probably be more the ticket, but I didn't have any, so I made do. But I didn't catch any on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. It may have been the difference, but who knows. So the 4 fish I caught them on, well, at least the first one, on the snack-proof Isha's Poppin' Fatty in white. If I was to do it again, I'd probably throw a black one in its place, maybe, or a brown. Probably the brown, actually, because of all the birds that I saw flying around the tulies. There were quite a few of them, actually, at least enough to make me think that maybe a brown or tan, which tan is probably closer colored to what those birds were. So that's probably what I would do instead. My other 3 fish came on the Strike King KVD 1.5 in orange belly craw. If I was to do it again, I'd probably throw that a lot more. I'd throw the frog and then the crankbait, and pretty much let the other stuff just kind of here and there, a little more hit and miss. I'd probably throw maybe a red one additionally to the orange belly craw, just to change it up. And the red may have been more of a ticket. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't get to do it. But if I was to do it again, I'd throw a crankbait and a frog, and then possibly a bladed jig. Where I ended up fishing, I thought I was going to go to that deep depression, which I did. I made the paddle. I would have liked to fish the riprap side, but there's a lot of docks on that side, and I didn't want to spend the time going in and out of the docks, which would have ate up a lot of time. So I opted to fish the other side with the tulies, but in reality there weren't a whole lot of tulies on that side. So, I wasn't getting bit, and I was like, you know what? Almost everybody went the other way. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. Maybe they're onto something. So I turned around, and then right when I got to the opening of the concrete barrier, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into the Frank's track. So I went into Frank's track, fished that southwest, all the way southwest corner, made the turn, and I went out at Sand Mound, and I came back through. I caught that fish on the frog between the concrete barrier, just inside the concrete barrier, and between the concrete barrier and the tulies there, and I caught the fish just up along the tulies, which is pretty cool. I made the long cast, a couple twitches, and then she swirled on it and got it. So if I was to do it again, I would either fish that Frank's again, or I would just go all the way down and possibly go towards the west, down that slough right down there. So that was my day. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with my performance. We got some upcoming events. Next weekend is the last qualifier for the Western Kayak Bass Series out at Amador. I've taken over the tournament director position from Brian. He's asked me to step up and take it over for him. He's got a full plate right now, so he asked somebody to help take it over. So I'm going to step up. I'm going to do that. Unfortunately, next month, the Yak-A-Bass event, which is going to be at Don Pedro, June 14th, I won't be able to make it because I will be running the next Western Kayak Bass Series event, which is going to be an open. It's open to everybody. We're going to be launching from Tower Park. I hope to see you there. I'm gonna try to head out there and maybe do a preview for that event. You know, get some people amped up about it. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully maybe I'll get to fish the Yak-A-Bass event in July. Hopefully I won't be scheduling conflicts with that. I look forward to seeing you guys out there, either at a Western Kayak Bass Series event or a Yak-A-Bass event. Follow me on Instagram or hit me up on Facebook. Instagram Poker Fishing, Facebook my name Wes Jones. You guys have a nice day. See you out on the water.